Good morning, children, and welcome to chapter number 5, that is dissolution of the partnership firm. It is supposed to be the last chapter of partnership, so we are only at the conclusion of the partnership unit with this particular chapter. This chapter has a lot of weightage in exam, and it is also a very important chapter, and it has a great length in its content. So I try my best to explain you in parts so that you can easily understand it in small portions. So I think yesterday we have already covered up the definition of dissolution as well as the modes of dissolution. That dissolution refers to the closing of the business, and it does not refer to the reconstitution. It does not refer to the change in the agreement or relationship amongst the partners. In dissolution, the firm will be closed completely, and there is no possibility of further extension of the business. Okay, so this is called the closure of the business or winding up of the business. So while closing the business, we are to follow certain steps while having its accounting treatment. If the profits are available in the business, how these profits are to be utilized, to pay whom, that we are going to discuss today. So our today's topic will be settlement of accounts on dissolution of the firm. How the accounts are to be settled at the time of dissolution of the firm. So what is the first step? All the losses incurred, including the deficiency in capital, shall be paid out of profits, or then out of capital, or then it can be realized from the partners. It's a difficult thing to understand. I'll try my best to explain it to you. If there are losses in the firm, suppose from the previous year we got the losses in the firm, that's why we want to close the business. Now these losses shall be paid from the profits which are available, maybe accumulated profits, maybe any sort of reserve. So these losses will be first covered from the profits which are available in the business. Including these losses shall also include the deficiency in capital. If anybody has withdrawn his capital and the capital is deficient in the firm, these profits which are available in the firm will be utilized to pay such kind of losses and deficiencies. If the profits are not available, then these losses which we have incurred in the firm will be paid out of capital, will be charged from the capital of the partners. If the capital is also not sufficient, then we will charge the personal property of the partners. It means the first thing while doing the dissolution is to settle down the losses, or it settle down the deficiency in capital. So this is the first step, that losses have to be settled out of profits or out of capital or charged from the personal property of the partners. So this is the first step. Now, how the amounts which have been received on dissolution will be utilized, because dissolution has twofold aspect. One will be paying of the liabilities, and one will be receiving of the money from the sale of assets. If we receive the money from the sale of assets, how it is to be utilized? The first portion, the amount received from the sale of assets shall be utilized for to pay the outsider liabilities. First we will pay the money to the outsiders. After receiving the money from the sale of the assets, we will pay it to the outsider liabilities. Then loan of the partner. If any partner has given loan to the firm, it will be paid off. Then if again the money remains, the capital will be returned. The capital of the partners will be returned since the business is closed. And lastly, if any surplus remains, then it shall be distributed amongst the partners. I hope these 4 steps are very clear. I repeat the steps. Whatever amount is received from the sale of assets shall be utilized step by step in these 4 volumes. 1, to pay off the outsider liabilities. First we will consider outsider liabilities. Then if still the profit remains or the money remains from the sale of assets, we pay off the loans of the partners. Then if some money still remains, we return the capital of the partner. Still some money remains, then we distribute that surplus amongst the partners. This is how the accounts are settled on the time of dissolution. Okay. So now we'll discuss the accounting treatment at the time of dissolution. The first step will be following accounts shall be made at the time of dissolution. One will be realization account for the realization of assets and liabilities. Then we have partners loan account, partners loan account. A separate account will be prepared for the partner's loan. Then partners capital account shall be prepared, and lastly we will prepare cash or bank account. So this is how the important accounts will be made at the time of dissolution. 4 accounts will be made at the time of dissolution that we have to understand. Then we'll move on to the realization account in the next video. I hope that this is clear. We'll see you in the next session.